I wonder within your practice, at what stage do people come to you? Because I think, with Seize the Light and everything that we advocate for, it's more proactive mental health care and independent mental health care. But obviously, in my opinion, it's, on the timeline, when you're going to therapy, it's where things have now gone horribly wrong. So do you find that people generally, or maybe just male clients, because obviously the podcast is focused on males that come to you, at what state do you find that they're usually coming to you at?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, it definitely varies. It's not just what you'd expect, like that. It's men who are in an absolute crisis and need desperate help, and are just turning to therapy as like some kind of last resort to try and figure something out. A lot of men do come because they know something feels a bit off and a bit wrong. I say wrong, it might be a very normal response, but it just feels a little bit different. Something feels uncomfortable. Maybe something's happened recently. So it isn't just what you'd expect, that it's like, yeah, very late stages. Um, but sometimes it is. It's like men who have, I gave the example of like a breakup, but maybe there's just general conflict in the relationship. Maybe there's a recent redundancy. Maybe there's stuff that's happened a long time ago when you were young, um, with mum and dad from childhood, that seems to be like just finding a way to make life now really, really hard, which I could explain a bunch of different things. But it can be a variety of things, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And it isn't always men that are like in a late stage of just deep pain. But for men, it often, yeah, it is more likely to be they're at a later stage of their struggles, and just feel like desperate to try something new. Yeah.
So I'm curious as to maybe at what age you would recommend males talk to somebody else, because obviously, I mean, I don't know how to say it without disrespecting like the family unit, or suggesting that there's a problem in the family unit. But obviously, like, I would think that your first point of call, obviously as a young man, would be maybe talking to a father figure or an uncle. And we understand just the way things are in society, that's not always an option. So then maybe you do need to tap into an external resource, because I think in a perfect world, I would suspect that your first male to male talking relationship would be with a family member. But because of where we are in society, maybe for a lot of young boys, suspecting that that is not necessarily the case, and that's why maybe there's a reliance in an external third party. But what would you say is the ideal age, or maybe the best time to start healing and working through these traumas?
I don't know if I could, if I don't know if I would frame it as like the best age, or like the ideal age, or sort of time range. I think I people will look to get help at different times. I think I'm really struck though by your point around, like, ideally in a perfect world, young men would turn to their dads or father figures in their life, perhaps their male friends, to lean on. Yeah, no, absolutely agree. Like in a perfect world, that would be the case, and often it's not though. Like, I kind of something I think about a lot, and I can say it's from personal experience as well.